Alright, Tim, I figured I would just make a video to show you the meter here. So this is the meter. These are actually, the KPO makes an S meter, and this is the actual meter. The difference is the display window was changed, so there's a printout that was put in the window versus the one that comes standard with their KPO S-27. There's also a different circuit board in here that was put in. Now this stuff was made by a company in Germany. Actually, no, I'm sorry, in the Netherlands. The guy is in the Netherlands. He doesn't speak a lot of good English, but obviously the partnership I have with KPO, they are very well associated with this gentleman. So he does a good job. The only thing that I've always noticed with these is when the meter's not on, the signal meter doesn't fully deflect back to like 0. So that's one thing that I've noticed. Now you can adjust this, but it still will never go back down to 0. The 0 adjust doesn't make it go to 0. It does on the original meter. So as far as the calibration dial, I'll show you how that works in a minute. It's pretty simple to use. You got your power and ground lead right here, and then this jack plugs in the back of the IC 7300. So here's the back of the meter right here. Nothing really too fancy there. It's in good shape. It literally was kind of like the display one that I used for a while here, but I'm willing to let it go if you're interested in it. So I'll show you the picture of the back of the Icom 7300. This will be where this plugs in. So we'll look at a Google website here. This is the back of your Icom 7300. So if you're looking at the back, you have your external speaker jack. This one plugs in here on the remote jack. The remote jack is where that little 3.5 millimeter plugs into. So there is a menu function in the 7300 that you have to engage. I think it's called like CI-V or something. If you don't have that on, then it won't send the signal out of this to feed the meter. So I can try to demonstrate that for you too. So I'm going to get this hooked up to my 7300 and I'll show you how it works. Okay, here it is hooked up. I'm going to turn the volume down. So it will light up. It's like a greenish tint. I'm going to find that menu setting. So you go menu, set, connections. Yep, CI-V. So that has to be on. If you shut that off, then the meter will not function. You can see how it goes back. So that needs to be on. So that's menu, connections, and then CIV. So that's the only thing other than giving it power. I did have one customer that says he was able to power it from the accessory jack of the radio. I've never tried that myself. I just use a power supply. So obviously you're going to want to try to match what you see here with here, and you can do that by the calibration. Obviously if you move it, you can make this kind of show whatever you want up to a certain level. So that's kind of what you need to do. For like ham radio use, I was using the WWV is what I was using, or I would set my signal generator into the input of the radio for like an S9 signal or something, and then that would give me a good reference. Okay, where should I be where both signal meters are matched? So it's not automatically done. You have to do that yourself. So that's kind of how that works. So it is kind of free moving after that point though. So, you know, it's one of those things where you have to try to match it as best as you can. To think about there, looks pretty good. And we're listening to the CB band because that's what I'm on right now for an antenna. So let me go to a different frequency and just do a test transmission here on sideband. So, and I'll show you that it does work for a power meter, but it doesn't work very good. So test 1 2, test 1 2, hello, test 1 2. I mean, it does give you a relative output. Test 1 2, test 1 2, and that's about what these radios do. About 80 watts or something. Hang on one second, I have an LP100A hooked up. We can actually check the power. Alright, so this LP100A right here is used for my power transmission to monitor the output of my operating station. So we'll just see test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Yeah, it does pretty good. Test 1, 2, or test 1, 2. So it's about 90. So then if we come back over here, test 1, 2, test 1, 2, hello, test 1, 2. So it's going to give you like a relative reading. It's not going to be super accurate, so I'll just keep that in mind, but it is there for a guide or something if you have nothing more than just the display on the radio.
Good. Tell you what, you're sounding pretty good too, about a 5x9 with that crystal clear audio into the Mile High City.
Let me see if I can get out there real quick. CQ 269 Michigan trying. I don't think I'll get anybody, but CQ 269 Michigan trying. Yeah, I can't get anybody. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's not too complicated to use or anything. So I'll offer it to you. I'll send this video on the reply email, and I will go from there. Thanks a lot.